Howdy ho, good neighbors. This is Phil Russer, Creatorcon Q&A, episode 108. I'm coming to you live from the Mohegan Sun parking garage.
Yeah.
Because I'm a numbskull and I forgot that I was at Terrificon this weekend, and my awesome guests, who are very understanding, unfortunately have to look at me in a car. Anyway, so I do apologize for that. So we're doing a little bit unorthodox today, but you know what? Everybody knows that I'm a slob and I don't get things right. So, having said that, today we have the creative team from Silverline Comics. They've got a really cool campaign going on right now that ends Sunday, and they're just about funded. So I'm telling everybody right now, you're going to look at this Kickstarter, you're going to love what you see, and you're going to fund them before the show ends. If not, I will find you.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you're in a car. You should be able to just drive around.
Just turning around. You're out now tracking people
You're
down.
going to find them right now, is what he's saying.
It's taking a real John Wick turn, this, isn't it?
Hello, Ken. Yeah, I'm going to be at everybody's house. I'll be out front blaring the horn, pissing off your family.
Like the ice cream man.
Yeah,
That's right. That's cool.
no, I'll be like the young guys today when with the door their idea of a doorbell is honking the horn for the girl to come out. That never happens with my daughters. That doesn't happen with me.
Nope.
Anyway, so because this is so unorthodox, we're just gonna try to make this as smooth as possible. Starting with Peter, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Well, hey, everybody. How's it going? I'm Peter Clinton. I am an Englishman living in England. It's just gone 1 a.m. for me. This is how much I love Silverline. I drag myself out of bed on a regular basis to do these live streams. No, I'm the penciler on the Kickstarter we got going on, or one of the books we got going on. Silverline Team Up, the Champion of Miss Fury. I'm a graduate of the Cubit School, so I spent 3 years living in New Jersey. I think that's how I met Phil, actually. I came to one of your Suffolk.
Yes, Suffolk shows. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pleased you put me first, because after me comes Roland and Tommy, and they've been doing this for donkey's years, and they make me seem like a real junior. But yeah, I'm the penciler on that. I've penciled Miss Meow for Merc Comics. I make my own comic on Webtoons called On Grey Seas, although because I'm so busy with Silverline, I haven't had a chance to get back to that in I guess in 12 months. So I don't know if I can still say I'm still drawing that, but I am.
It's still yours.
Wow, he's like throwing you under a bus. It's your guy's fault.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, basically. How dare they ask me to draw comics? Yeah, so that's me. I as my cap says, a pencil. I'm a penciler.
And I will say this, Peter. I think you're an excellent artist. I loved what you were doing when I met you, and that's why I was grateful to have a cover by you. We won't get into that because it's not about me. But I just wanted to let everybody know you should really check out Peter Clinton's work. Phenomenal work, great guy, easy to work with, very professional. And Silverline, shut up, he's ours. But anyway,
Just wait until you see what he's done. It is awesome.
yeah. I mean, and I can't wait to look at this stuff because he's really good.
Yeah.
Hey, he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, would you like to go next?
Sure. My name is Thomas Flormonte Jr. I've been doing comics since the early 90s. I looked it up the other day. It was like 91, I think, when I first finally broke in. And actually, it was some Silverline stuff that I did way back in the day when Malibu was publishing some of the Silverline stuff. So I did some Cat and Mouse stuff, some of the earlier Cat and Mouse stuff, and Demon Tales, and I think a lot of stuff for Malibu's Ultraverse line. You guys may know some of the Nightman stuff. I did a boatload of Nightman books, a bunch of the Stranger books, a bunch of
Now, to clarify, what have you done on those books?
I am so sorry. I mean, mostly known as being an inker.
There you go. You
yeah.
gotta tell people what you've done on the book.
That's right. I did it all. I wrote it. Yeah, no, but just mostly known as being an inker, but I do my own penciling and own coloring and publishing and all that kind of stuff. I do a lot of stuff under my Inferno Studio line of Kid Hero books. That is just an all age friendly books. It's a Zomboy, Kid Hero, and Little Nay and So and all that kind of stuff. Just a bunch of when I do my own personal stuff, I like to keep it cartoony, keep it friendly for everybody, all that kind of good stuff. I really like it when I can help get younger folks, into. I mean, as you guys know, when it seems like a lot of the mainstream stuff is for older people, and it's I really like to try to do stuff for younger folks.
Wait, you mean comics is supposed to be for kids?
It should be a little bit. You got to get
the hell?
Yeah.
What is this man thinking?
Revolutionary.
But I've done stuff for Marvel. I've done some Spider-Man stuff. I've done a lot of background. They call it ghost inking kind of thing, where you helped a bunch of stuff. So I did a bunch.
Don't you love not getting credit for all your work?
No, a lot of it I did get credit for, and they put me down as assistant inker on some of the stuff. But
that's good.
yeah, so I did a lot of stuff for Jimmy Palmiotti back in the 90s.
He's here at the show, by the way.
Oh, is he? Tell him I said hello. Tell him Thomas said hello. He knows me. He'll ask him if tell him.
Are you the only Thomas he knows, or should I throw in your last name?
Yes, last name. I'm sure he probably just he'll say he knows me. Yeah, we're good. We're buddies. We stay in touch. But for Silverline now, I'm doing the like we got done with the Trumps issues 1 and 2. Pete and I are working on issue 4. That's the next thing that we're going to be doing. But we just got done finishing with the Silverline team up book, Champion and Miss Fury, which is what we got the Kickstarter going with also with the Bear book, which Roland will tell us about Bear. And then there's some other stuff I'm doing for Silverline, which is also we're doing rejects, and then I'm inking Dean Zachary's Silver Blade book, and just a bunch of stuff for everybody. But besides all of that, if there's any time left in the day, or I'm also co-owner of the printing company Kablam Digital Printing. So that's me and my buddy Barry Gregory. We own Kablam. I've been going for 15 years now, I think it's been. And
did you just say golly?
Golly gee.
Golly.
That is awesome. I just had a Happy Days flashback. That is awesome.
Golly.
Golly. That's Andy Griffin, I think.
I think Richie Cunningham used to say golly too.
Did he?
Golly Fonz.
I know who the Fonz is.
Oh,
Pete's like, hey, I know who the Fonz is.
I've seen a Happy Days.
How old are you, Pete?
I'm in my 30s, so I definitely know.
I got underwear older than you. I'm even wearing it. Jesus.
But anyway, I've been around for a little bit, but Roland now Roland's been around a lot longer, so he's got a bigger.
Yeah, right.
You see that? That is that a good segue or a bad segue? Because it kind of seems like a backhanded segue.
it is. It's like here. Let me pass the cane to the old man. Right? Okay. So my turn, I guess. Thanks, Tommy. I've been in comics since the late 1980s. I pay homage. I give thanks to the Turtles, because they're the ones who kind of launched the black and white boom of the late 80s. And it's because of them, I think, that I was able to get in as part of that boom with a book called Cat and Mouse, which Tommy mentioned a little bit earlier. He did some inking on that. That led me to other work with Malibu Comics, including a miniseries with Miss Fury, who is in our...
She's public domain, right?
She is public domain, absolutely. We want to make sure we say that loud and clear. Miss Fury is public domain.
That's right.
So we are using Miss Fury in our Silverline team-up book, Miss Fury and Champion story. But I went on to Malibu then and wrote a handful of stuff for them, some licensed property. Wrote Planet of the Apes. I wrote BattleTech, which is off of a gaming system. I edited the Genesis line of comics, which was Protectors, Dinosaurs for Hire, X-Mutants. Did that until the Ultraverse came around, and then they shifted me over. They canceled the Genesis line, shifted me over to Ultraverse. I edited about half of those titles, including things like Sludge, Nightman, Strangers, Prototype.
I love Nightman, by the way. I still have them. I love that series.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah,
well,
it was a fun book to work on.
it was.
Yeah, I love that book, man. I meet you guys. I want you to sign them. I have the collection, and it's actually one of my favorite cult, like obscure titles.
Sure. Sweet. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Of course, Steve Englehart was the writer of that, so it was part of me working on the Ultraverse was one of those, kind of those fan childhood dreams. I got to work with folks like Steve Englehart, Steve Gerber, who was the writer of Sludge, and was very brilliant. I teach now. It's one of what I do for a day job, and I tell my students, there's only one person that I really, as far as deadlines, there's only one person I ever let be late, and that was Steve Gerber, and that was because he's brilliant. My father-in-law.
Yeah,
Poor Roland is getting no love today.
He gives it to you every show.
Every show, he just follows him around.
That's great when you have your. You've made it when you have your own hecklers.
Yeah, and my father-in-law is probably my biggest heckler. And so he appreciates it. He calls me Big Dummy, so he appreciates it when I call him Screw Loose. Yeah. Yeah. The short version behind that is is that he had a screw put in his back, but it came loose. And he so he had problems with it. And I told him once he figured that out, I said, I always knew you had a screw loose. I just didn't realize it was in your back. So you guys have a good history behind you in comics. So you're pros, which means obviously you're putting out pro work. And then you got a great artist, a great penciler in Peter. So let's take a look at this book because both books, because I have to say, and I mean this in a positive way, I'm surprised that you're not funded yet, because I've seen some stuff that isn't even half the quality that you guys have put out. Fun. So let's go, guys. They're only like 100 and change to go. Yeah.
Look at the quality of the work. We're going to talk about it now, but I expect everybody to pledge before this show's over. Come on, guys. You piss away money on cigarettes and alcohol and junk food and all this crap that's going to kill you. Here, you could not only help somebody's hard work and dreams come true, but it could be an investment. You never know if this is the next big thing and you got on the ground floor. So that's my speech.
I think we've got a few commission spots still left. I don't know if they've been taken yet. I know I had 4, black and white commission spots left.
Yeah,
listen, I'm telling you now, if you love art and you got a chance to get a commission from Peter Clinton, I'm telling you, get it.
Or the original art. I think we put some pages up, didn't we?
There's original artwork. Yeah. So here's the other thing I want to add, Phil, is that and when we first started doing this, we talked about it because it was important to us, but it wasn't one of these things that we kind of harped on. But we kind of harp on it now. These books are done. And we feel it's important that people know that, because there's so many Kickstarters out there that people are waiting 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, a year, 2 years. I'm still waiting on my books.
I still got a couple that I've paid for, years ago that have never come in.
And that's
crazy. I know.
Yeah, it is nuts, right? And so that's absolutely not going to be the case with this. We have run 11 Kickstarters, and we have fulfilled 11 of them on time. This is just going to be number 12. We are running this one, and we intend to fulfill it on time, which will be in September. So we need a little time, obviously, to collect the money, to pay for our printing, to get the books, and then to ship those out. But we can do that in about 6 weeks' time. Got it down to kind of a science now. But yeah,
we know the printer really well. So
yeah, we know the printer really well.
We've been strong armed into using.
Kablam!
So, and I've been friends with those guys for a long time. So we got a good relationship with them, and they do great work. The quality is in the product. Anyone who's seen, oops, I just spotted a mistake on this page. I need to fix.
By the way, you don't need to tell everybody that.
No, it literally just jumped out at me. I'm like, wait, how did I miss that? So let's just go to the next page then. So,
there you go.
Everyone won't be staring at it. Let's get Miss Fury up here. She's good to look at here. Let's see. I think that first page.
Wait. I think I see Pete on the page.
That's me.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete included himself in the book. Oh, there's Roberta.
Hey, Roberta.
Hey there.
Speaking of Malibu connections, Phil, let Roberta tell you her Malibu connection.
Hi. Yeah, I worked
like, what are y'all talking about?
Just drop me straight in.
Oh, yeah, sure. I came to Malibu in the very early 90s as a part of staffing up for Ultraverse. So that was a long time ago, but it was a really good starting point to learn everything about comics.
I really thought the Ultraverse had a lot of potential, and Marvel just buried it.
Yeah. Yeah, and a whole lot of other people think that as well. So, but yeah. So,
Roberta also colored a bunch of the Nightman stuff that I eat.
I did.
So, yeah,
we should say Roberta is the colorist on Silverline Team Up.
Very cool. And it's good when you find out everybody what you guys are each doing.
She just popped in when you start talking about it.
Because Roland still hasn't told everybody what he did. I know what he did.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll finish. I'm sorry, Roberta. I was.
It's okay.
We got distracted. So I was the editor at those titles I mentioned earlier at the Ultraverse. I continued to write a little bit. I wrote an Ultraverse miniseries. I co-wrote an Ultraverse miniseries with my friend Hank Knauts. The artist was Mike Zeck, and so I love the fact that Mike Zeck illustrated a story that I co-wrote. And I will say, as a bit of an ego boost to me, I saw Mike a couple of years ago at a local convention, and I just walked up to him to talk and chat with him a little bit. And I had a couple of issues of the Eliminator, and I said, "Hey, would you sign a couple of these? I want to, sell them at my table." Blah blah. He said, "Yeah." He goes, and he started flipping through it, and he said, he goes, "This is still some of the best work I ever did." He goes, "I really wish more people knew about this project." And I was like,
because he told me he never liked you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun to get to work with Mike Zeck. But then once Marvel declared bankruptcy and canceled everything, I went on to start to kind of relaunch Silverline as a publisher this time. And then from 97 until about 2001, I published about 13 books and lost about $20,000 until my wife said, "You can't do that anymore." So I went back to school, got another degree, and started teaching. And then a handful of years ago, I said, I love comics. I really need to be making them for my sanity. And so I started making comics again. And a couple of years ago, relaunched Silverline. Thanks to print-on-demand technology, I don't have to print 3,000 copies of a book and stuff them all in my garage now. I can print whatever we need, and so that's really kind of been a game changer for me. And I've loved every second of it. We kind of, thanks to these folks here, we kind of built Silverline up. There's, probably about 30 of us involved in it now, and it's nice. It feels very much like a family when we get together and hang out and talk comics.
How many books do we have in the works? We counted them up the other day.
We've got about 15 different miniseries in the works right now. So,
now let me ask you, as a small publisher, what are the challenges you face with distribution? Because that's the big thing. you know, the indie scene is booming. It's a renaissance. There's a lot of great stuff coming out, but we don't have distribution on a high level. So you could have the best book in the world, but if nobody knows about it, what are we doing about it? You know?
Right.
So what are the challenges you face as a small-time publisher right now as far as that?
Well, I would say that's exactly what it is. Is trying to rise above the noise. You know, how can I do this and skirt the issues? You know, Silverline is not about hating any one group. You know, it's not about it's not about hating on any aspect of comics. It's about, we love comics. We want to make comics, and we think that everyone can read our comics. It doesn't matter what political sphere you're on, what continent you're on. It doesn't matter any of those things, right? We think comics ought to be fun. And that's our focus. And sometimes I think, and my wife quickly slaps me down, sometimes I think, you know, we should just get on and say we hate this group or we hate that group. She said, no, that's not who we're about. I'm like, yeah, but people might listen to us then. But yeah, that is our biggest challenge. Our biggest challenge is kind of rising above the noise and having people realize, oh, you guys are doing comic books.
Well, you know, last year kind of stunk because, you know, because of the plague that hit us all. When Silverline was just getting started up, and, you know, we've still been putting out books. We
a lot of pages.
We haven't been able to go to any shows and do anything. Nobody has. So it's really kind of messed, you know, getting the books out there. But now things are opening up a little bit. If we can just get over this last little hump, let's hope we can get over this last spike.
What's your plan for getting it out there? Like, into, say, are you looking to get into local comic shops, online comic dealers?
Yeah. So the Silverline plan is this, and you know, I've been around comics long enough to know that late shipping is really the death song for an independent publisher. So and currently we're only doing miniseries. We might do ongoing series at some point in time, but for right now, we're only going to do a miniseries so that you can get in, get out. Okay, we're not going to go to the comic shops until our miniseries is finished. So, for instance, the Silverline Team Up is a 4-issue miniseries. We're not going to actually solicit number 1 until we're done with number 4. That way, when we solicit number 1, we can every month, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and we can print them and ship them on time to comic shops so that they never ever have to worry about getting their product, because we know that that's
hurt Image Comics.
What's that?
Being late with putting out the book hurt Image Comics.
It hurts all of them, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. And see, we don't want that to be us. We don't ever want retailers to say, oh, we can't afford to order a Silverline comic because we don't know whether we're going to get it this month. Nope. You know, they're going to either order it. You know, we want them to order because they think they can sell the product, not because they think they're not going to get it. Or right? You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, would you ever do a collected volume, like a trade paperback, after the 4 issues have been released?
Yes, absolutely. That's in the plan as well. Yeah.
Very cool. So let's get into this. I don't know if you want to talk about the Team Up or Bear first.
Okay.
Did I say it right? Bear.
Bear.
Actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back and let's finish. I apologize. Do you prefer Robbie?
Oh, I can go by either. Roby is how I pronounce it.
Oh, Roby. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So,
we just call her Master Colorist.
That works.
Tell us. Continue, please. Tell us a little about yourself, and then, you know, how, you know, I know you were talking about you with Malibu and Ultraverse, and but we unfortunately cut you off. So please continue telling us about yourself.
Oh, sure. I got caught right out of college. And got in with Malibu in the coloring staff. So we were in-house, you know, and what was it, Westlake Village. And we had a, you know, small amount of people, but we put out a lot of books. So I would have to say that, you know, I ramped up my skills really quick, just, you know, 8 hours a day, every day. That's what we do. And it was a really great process. And when Marvel bought us, then we added the Marvel titles. And then when we dissolved that, I was looking at doing freelance for a little while, and it just was kind of spotty because of, I'd say, it was the market was shrinking at that time.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll just get into my graphic design degree. So there I stood for a while until just recently, when we got in touch with each other, with Roland, and he was like, do you actually miss coloring? I had said that to him on some kind of random text online, and he's like, yeah, you know what? Here's what I'm doing. Give me a shot, And so it's been.
Do you guys have like regular staff meetings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah. We stream weekly, so it's kind of like a regular staff meeting.
But we also chat all the time.
You've got the WhatsApp.
Yes.
I've got the messenger group.
Yeah, with Messenger, we basically are able to keep in touch with every thought or every idea, and I love that because it's it's better than meeting rooms that waste your time for 50% of the people in it.
Well, yeah, you're not dealing with egos that are just there for you to hear them talk.
Right.
Yeah. And it's also a support system that I don't think I've ever had anything like it. That's really
I mean, if you can get past Peter's huge ego, then it'll be fun.
Well, when Roland first contacted me, his opening gambit was, "I'm going to make you a star, kid. You're gonna be rich." I was like, hey, you're talking my language. I'm there.
And Peter's like, "I'm waiting." No, just kidding.
Right, yeah.
I ordered my Ferrari last week. I thought, no, he's coming. I know the money's
and
coming.
don't forget it. So, and I remember when Peter was at my show, he was like, "I don't like brown M&Ms. You have to take them out." We jest, of course. Peter's a great guy.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's start with Bea.
Okay.
Let's go back to that for a minute. Let's look at that. Tell me about coming up with the concept, the inspiration for it. Give us a nice little synopsis and why we'd be interested in this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a little pitch, and then I'll kind of give you the background of it. But basically, when the kid goes missing from the playroom, most of the inhabitants think he's dead. But not Bea, a stuffed bear. He tells everyone the kid is coming back to get them and take them to the big house where he's working on a new room for them all. The problem is nobody believes Bea, and so chaos and lawlessness erupt throughout the playroom, leaving Bea alone to try to stop it. So the idea kind of came to me as a father. I have two kids. They're no longer young, but I have two kids. We watched a lot of animation, a lot of cartoons. We read a lot of books. My wife and I both read to them all the time. And there is a scene in Winnie the Pooh, and I need to chase it down so that I can give it an exact quote. But there's a scene in Winnie the Pooh in which Christopher Robin and Pooh are kind of sitting on a hillside, kind of looking out over the 100-acre woods, and kind of maudlin. And Pooh says something to the effect, how old will you live to be? And he says 100. And he said, well, how old will I be then? He says, you're going to be 99. And that made me start thinking, what does happen when Christopher Robin dies, right? Like what happens to Pooh? What happens to Piglet? What happens to all of the 100-acre woods? And so one thing led to another, and that's kind of where the story of Bea starts. Is the kid is gone. The kid is missing. He's assumed dead, and so chaos and lawlessness erupt because obviously the kid is the lawgiver, right? So chaos erupts in. It's not the 100-acre wood, obviously, but it's called the Hollow, and Bear is the only one that believes he's not dead. So.
Now, is this all ages?
Yep, it's all ages. Obviously, there's the artwork. We talked about this on one of our streams the other day. The artwork kind of automatically, you look at it and you automatically assume it is a children's book. I didn't really write it for kids. Obviously, it's accessible for kids, but I didn't really write it for kids. My thoughts are, again, kind of what I said earlier. I want anybody and everybody to be able to read it, and so I'm hoping that even those who read the superhero action adventure of Silverline Team Up can also read and enjoy this. It's a different kind of story, very, very, very much so. But I'm hoping the same audiences can get a different kind of enjoyment.
So, what made you decide to put the two together on the
Flip book.
Well, sure, the flip book, the Kickstarter. Well, it really kind of comes down to something as simple as they were both finished. We don't kickstart them at Silverline until the books are finished, and these are just the ones that got finished next. So they kind of got in line and got their flip book.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So there's
It's
no.
a bonus.
It wasn't a predetermined. We're going to put these two books together. Not at all. It was kind of okay. What books are done, and the books that are done are the ones that get. Like I said, we don't kickstart them until they're finished, and so these were just next in line.
Very cool. So tell us, who did the pencils for this?
So for Bea, the artwork was done by newcomer Haley Martin. I met Haley. I'm in Florida, and I met Haley at a couple of conventions down here, and she had her own series on Webtoons, and she and I kind of hit it off and got to talking. And I asked her if she would ever be interested in collaborating with anyone, because she never had. She had done it all of her own work. And she said yes. I just spotted another mistake. I gotta stop that.
That's the editor in you.
And he was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, but
so
listen,
anyway,
you have to be like a musician. When you make a mistake, just keep rolling with it.
That's what I
Don't let
do.
people know.
No, see here's the beauty. They're not printed yet, so I can fix this. Now, but what'll happen is your viewers are going to be looking at the screen, seeing if they can figure it out what it is now, right? So
Fair enough.
What is it? What is it? Let me see what it is. And see, hopefully they'll also pledge to the Kickstarter, get the book, and then come back and rewatch this and see, let me compare this page to what he was looking at. What did he fix?
Oh,
right?
no, they'll pledge because I'm in a car and I know where people live.
Good. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, we decided to. I pitched her a couple of different ideas, which is what I have a tendency to do when I meet an artist who has an interest in drawing. Pitched them a couple of ideas, and she jumped on this one. And as they say, the rest is history. So, and I think she's done a phenomenal job.
Did Thomas ink it?
No, she did all the artwork.
She did everything. She colored it herself too.
Yep.
Oh wow.
She penciled, inked, and colored it. So
very cool.
Yeah, I think so. Let me scroll through a little bit of it here.
That's a big bear.
Yep, that's a big old bear.
Big bear.
It's a big bear.
And how many issues? Is this just a one-off, or are you doing a series with this?
It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries.
So this is also 4 issues. Okay.
Yep. So this is just the first of 4.
Very cool. And the thing about this campaign is, between the two different the varied styles, you can reach a large audience. Maybe they come together. So whether you like one style or not, you can still give the other one a try. Just fun, just pledge and give them both a shot, and you might be surprised what you like.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the stuff that's out there that's just regurgitated crapola, I mean, that's the whole point of indie. People are passionate about what they're doing and new ideas. And that's why I don't understand how a lot of campaigns, people are wishy-washy. Just pledge. You've wasted money on work, plenty of things. And here you might actually find something new, refreshing, interesting that, you say, oh, wow, this was awesome. It's a small investment.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah. And again, we harp on it, But again, the books are finished. I could show you the entire thing right now. If you wanted to see it, I could show you the entire thing. Really, what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise the money so that we can print them and ship them out. As soon
Yeah,
as
I heard that Kablam is really expensive. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course.
So yeah,
I don't like him.
So yeah, we like to say, pledge with confidence, because you'll get your book. We hope you'll like it. We are confident that you will also like it, but we are 100% confident that we're gonna ship it to you on time.
We like it. So
We
we're
do.
pretty confident you'll like it.
We do.
That's the yeah. I think if you don't
think
like
about
it,
it.
then
If you're that passionate about it, imagine the effort that's been put into it. I mean, isn't
That's
that
right,
something
yeah.
you'd want to back? You know?
that's why we're so keen for it to to get it out there, because we've really enjoyed doing it, and we've put a lot of. I mean, Phil, making a comic isn't easy, so we put a lot of effort into doing it, and we've really enjoyed doing it, and I think the work speaks to that. So hopefully people will get that from reading it. I think they've really they've not scrimped on this, they've not tried to cheat us or fill it with rubbish. Every page has got everything we put in every page. So
Yeah.
And not to mention, yes, you wrote it for adults, but it is, child appropriate. You can bond with your kids and not be bored. I mean,
Right.
how many things are made for kids that the parents they're like, oh God, just shoot me. But this is something that you can bond with your kids, enjoy the story along with them. I like to act out the characters, not like a goofball, and your kids love that stuff. And you create memories. I mean, I know it sounds like a corny marketing pitch, but it is true. I mean, how many children's books have you read that you still have and you couldn't wait to introduce your kids to?
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
So there's that aspect too. And then we've got cool superhero action. We got Miss Fury, which is an underrated character. Again, we'll reiterate, she's a public domain character.
Yep.
So these guys aren't doing anything bad.
Nope.
And it's a crossover. It's a team up, and
and let me
tell
add,
us about.
I learned. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and tell you the story on that one as well. But I'll tell you one of the things I learned in doing this. We weren't, but I don't know, 6 or 7 pages into it, and then Pete began to talking about how much he really loved to draw fire engines.
Oh yeah, I love me a fire engine. Roland writes these things. It's like just it's a fire. So there's gonna be lots of fire engines. And okay, that took you 2 seconds to write that. It's going to take me a day and a half to draw all these fire engines.
Don't forget the ladder and the hose.
It might not surprise you, Phil, to learn that Pete said, "Hey, Roland, can you possibly put more fire engines in the next story?"
And then later in the story, we go for a full 90s vibe. Where he's got all the cable gear, real life building it up. And I said to him after drawing 4 pages of this gear.
Oh yeah, let me pull that
There's
up.
pouches.
Just get rid of all this stuff. I can't keep drawing this.
Oh, you gotta have pouches. You had me at pouches.
Oh
let
yeah.
Let me dig that up for you here.
Pete's I stayed up till 1:30 in the morning for this.
I tell you what, it's on page 16 to the end of the book. He's wearing this stuff.
Okay.
And I said in issue 2, he's losing all of it. He's just going back to how he is at the beginning because it's too much.
All right, so 16. All right,
Peter, he's just trying to make sure you keep
your
your
track.
track.
Right
There he is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Doing all this stuff, page after page, panel after panel. I was like, we got to lose it. It's just got to be stripped off him in the fight. Just bits flying off him in places. Just get rid of it.
Pouches and swords
Peter.
and guns and everything.
Peter, you're not going to channel your inner Rob Liefeld?
You know what? I've got so much respect for that guy for doing that for book after book, for year after year.
Well, he's the one who created it. So.
Just give me a nice streamlined suit. Even you know what? Forget the cape. Don't even need a cape. They're a pain as well. Just a bodysuit. That'll do.
I like
Just
that.
have, you know what?
Full
I just want to
mask.
draw Submariner, okay? I just want underwear and that's it.
Underwear.
Yeah. And
Underwear
if you can
for
have a
20 years.
mask, I don't have to draw the face as well. Perfect. All I have to do is draw a body, pants, and a mask.
We did
Yeah.
have a stream in which we had the naked characters running around.
We did.
Yep.
Part of the process is I draw, you know, all the way up from the little stick figure through to I do all the naked people.
Oh, hey,
Then I put the
if you ever
gear
want
on.
a stick figure variant, I'll give you a hell of a stick figure variant. And if you want to buy the original art, we'll talk too.
Yeah.
Cool.
But what sold me on the book when Roland came to me and after promising to make me rich and a superstar and all that stuff, which I sort of expected anyway. I thought, yeah, I'll get that. That's fine. But he pitched some ideas to me. He pitched 3 ideas to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can't remember what the other 2 were. I know there might have been a sci-fi thing or something
Probably
else.
science fiction, yeah.
But what I was drawn to was you said, "Oh, Miss Fury," and after I clarified that we weren't going to get sued, I was like, because I really like Miss Fury. I think she's a really cool character. We don't see enough of her. I know there's no publisher out there making comics with the character, but
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, she's cool. She's got a really cool look, and I wanted to draw superhero comics, and small indie publishers tend to steer away from superheroes because that's the Marvel DC domain. So I was always getting pitched, oh, it's going to be like Blade Runner, or it's going to be you know, a noir thing. I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I want to draw superheroes. That's what I love. So when you said, oh, it's going to be Miss Fury superhero thing, I was like, yeah, forget the other 2. Let's do this. This is cool.
What made you decide to use Miss Fury?
Just
you know, well, I wrote the miniseries for Malibu back in the 90s, and I really enjoyed the character. And she's kind of been in the back of my mind since then. And it's one of those things like, you know, I feel like I still have some stories I could tell with a Miss Fury character. And so, you know, she's been hanging out there in the back of my head for a while. And when we got ready to do this, part of what we got to thinking is like, okay, well, Champion comes from the pages of Cat and Mouse, but does anybody really know who he is? And the answer is probably no. So how can we do this so that we can get, you know, we can still tell this story and maybe have something else that readers and fans who don't know might be also interested. And so we thought, well, obviously there's a female character that would be great to have as a duo. And then of course, boom, Miss Fury immediately pops to my mind, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that'll work. That's the combination right there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you sold Peter. He wants to do superheroes. Thomas is on board. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna take Peter's lines and I'm just gonna get it to a new stratosphere. And Roby's like, oh, you guys are amateurs. I'm gonna show you what it's like.
Yeah,
No,
Rick definitely made
a-
you know, she pulled it out. This book looks
comes together.
gorgeous. Yeah.
It does
It's
look beautiful.
the fact that it
Yeah.
started, you know, I got to see some of the pencils before, you know, I was on the team yet. So, I mean, that really sold it with, you know, what Peter could do was just amazing. So
I was just going to
wanted
say
to be
here.
part of it.
I'm just going to say that middle panel at the bottom, I hated drawing that panel because I have to draw all this gear. I had to draw all
That's
this
a
gear from
lot
the
in
back.
there.
And I had no idea how to do that. I made that up, but it
Man,
worked.
he's just looking out for you. He's making sure your chops are up to par. I mean, you know. All right. First of all, you guys, I mean, honestly, as a creative team, you can see how well you gel together. You could see that you guys get along. And like any great rock band, the ones that really put out great work and succeed are the ones that gel well, get along, act like friends, act like family. You know, there's no egos. And that seems to be the case for you guys, which I think is refreshing and is really awesome. So let's go into the campaign right now, okay? I mean, I can't look at it because I'm on my phone because, again, I screwed up and I'm at Mohegan Sun in the garage. But anyway, so my apologies to all of you.
It's all good.
So looking at the campaign, it ends Sunday.
Yep.
And Let me widen this screen so I can see what the hell I'm looking at. All right. Why are you doing that to me? Wow, this thing is not working with me well. I hate this phone. And I'm old and my vision sucks. So, all right, 102 backers. You got $3,841. You got 48 hours left. You are right at the cusp of funding, which you will, because in the last 48 hours, there's always a surge. Especially since all the guys watching and ladies are watching now are going to pledge, right?
Yes.
I will find you.
Phil knows where you're living, and he's
That's
in a car right now. So
That's
he's going to
right.
talk to you now.
I will blare my horn.
And see, Phil can see there's 102 backers, so he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
They'll give me the backer list. I'll find you. Well, I'll know who's safe and who's not. So tell us a little bit about what you're offering with stretch goals and incentives on this.
And all the add-on stuff too.
Yeah, so we're keeping the tiers pretty simple. So we've got the digital double. For those who just they're like hey, I live in Tanzania and the postman doesn't deliver here, or I live in Tanzania and it costs $100 to deliver here, and I'm not going to get your $20 comic and then pay $100 for shipping, which we totally understand. So you get the digital flip book where you still get both books. Then there's the Silverline double feature, which is the classic flip book featuring Bear #1 and Silverline Team Up #1. You also get your name on a thank you page. We have a level for retailers, and as you can see, we got a couple retailers. One of my, I'm sure, without checking, my local retailer here, Coliseum of Comics. I got to give them a shout out. They support us regularly, so I always tell people if you want to find Silverline Comics in the Orlando area, go to Coliseum of Comics because they support us as a retailer. I'm not sure who the other one is.
You know what? I was in Florida once about 5 years ago, and I went there. Nice store.
Yep, good stores.
Nice store. Yeah.
There's a chain of them. I want to say
is there?
I want to say there's about 12 of them, something like that.
Wow. There's a bunch.
Wow. And then the next level, you can get signatures. Tommy and Haley both live local to me, so they're going to come over after I get the books, and we're going to have us a little signing party. And so that's what we're going to do for the signed. And then
He'll be right over.
Yeah. We asked him, but he's like, I'm not sure I can make that trip.
He's like, I don't know if I can swim that far.
He's like, Mama wants more shoes. So then we have the completest level. We have found that we have a handful of fans who want a copy of every different variant cover that we do. So we've started building a completest level. In which you can get the flip book, and then you get we do have alternate covers. This is our Kickstarter exclusive covers. This is the Bear #1 cover and the Silverline Team Up #1 cover, both of them done by Dean Zachary. Tommy inked both of them. Haley colored the Bear one, and Roberta colored the Silverline Team Up. But then we have variant covers. We have the A covers. Here's the A Bea cover, and then the A Silverline Team Up cover. And I really wish we could show you. Roberta did a version of this that has the neon, the New Orleans sign in the back, strobe light. It's so cool. I'm like, I wish we knew how to print that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then of course there's the B covers. We got a Stephen Butler cover for the champion.
Dude, he's awesome. Stephen Butler is a great artist.
Oh yeah. So Stephen Butler and me and Tommy, we go back a long ways, right? Stephen Butler was my roommate for a year and a half in college.
Dude, he just did recently this Godzilla piece. I'm a big Godzilla fan. It was just gorgeous. And he's a really nice guy.
Oh,
from what I've my interact.
Yeah, I've been chatting with him all day today. He's been showing me some of the other things that he was doing for what's it called? Chaos. What do they call their thing now? Comics. Some stuff that he's working on.
Very cool. Yeah, I want to commission him as soon as my money isn't all going into the comic book.
Yeah. Well, so we should have.
I gotta pay these big time artists like Peter.
Yeah.
So listen, you mentioned commissions. Peter's still got commissions here available for this Kickstarter. So you could back the project and still get a commission, but we'll get there. All right. So, so anyway, these are the pledge tiers. They're all pretty, like I said, we're trying to keep the tiers pretty simple. Let's see if I can actually do this. I don't know if I can do this because this is my account. Let me see if I can.
You won't be able to play your own.
No, let me do this. I'm going to open up a different browser and see if that'll let me. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick the double feature here as my reward, right? I'm going to hit continue, and then here's what we love about Kickstarter today. It takes us to the add-ons. Now,
right.
One of the things that we have in our add-ons, we've got our entire library of older comics. So,
cool.
Whoops.
You dragged it off the screen.
I did. I dragged. So here we go. So if you missed an issue of Silverline Comics, you can add them as an add-on. Literally, all you got to do is just say, "Hey, I want Bloodline one shot. I want the Cat and Mouse #1," and then you add it to whatever you want. Right. We also have. As you can see, there's original art here. Look at all these Peter pages that are still left, right? There's these pages this is original pencil artwork that you can still get. And we just showed you some of these the final pages scrolling through a while ago. But you can get the original pencils here from Peter. There's still a couple of inked pages. The 90s throwback panel is still available that Tommy inked, as well as the double page spread here, right?
I still don't know why somebody hadn't picked up that double page spread.
I don't either.
And if nobody gets it, it's going on my wall when it's.
But you can get.
Mr. Pete wants it. He can have it if he wants it. We'll send it to him.
There's still commissions from Haley. Tommy still got some commissions available, as well as Pete. Now, how do you add those? Once you get to the add-ons, you just got to scroll down and look for the add-ons, right? So all of these are the comics. But let's say here you want a Haley Martin commission. All you got to do is hit add. Boom, you got it. You want a Thomas Flormani commission. Boom. Here's the thing I love about the add-ons. You don't have to just get one thing. It's not just a tier that comes prepackaged that you say, oh, I got to go back and I got to get a whole nother tier, which is what you used to have to do. You can get the Haley, the Tommy, where's the Peter? You can get the Peter commission. Look, you can even get original artwork. Boom. And look at that. It's still the total amount still only $213. $213, and you get original page of inks. You got a Peter Clinton commission. You got a Tommy commission. A Haley commission. I don't know. I'm not sure where you get a better deal than that. And you get comic books to read.
And comic books. Show them the foil cover. Can you show them the foil?
Oh, yeah.
Have we got any left of those?
Let me. I don't know how to tell if we have any left.
Try to add one.
I'm about to. Yeah, I can still add one. So we still have some of them left. Let me show you the foil covers.
Oh, these are
that
so
are
good.
extremely limited.
I didn't bring them with me to show you live, so you'll have to do it on the thing there.
Oh wow, those are nice.
They are gorgeous. What we can print on these metallic holographic cover. They're so pretty. That silver is like it's like glass. It is so shiny. It is. Wait till you guys see these things. There's a little video.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Got some ideas for Tragedy issue 2 now, Phil?
Oh, it's funny. I was thinking of doing that. Absolutely.
They look amazing. Yeah, we're doing 10, aren't we? We're just doing 10.
Yeah. We're limiting these to 10 each. It will not be. These are the limited foils are not going to be a flip book. They're going to be the individual issues.
I just printed them that way because I was trying to save the paper.
No.
Yeah, the paper is really expensive, so I was just trying to get as much as I could on the paper.
So,
but like you were saying, it's going to be limited 10, but they're going to be numbered, so it'll be like 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 3 of 10. So there'll be so we won't be printing just tons of them after the fact.
Yep.
We're just putting 10 on it.
And it's literally first come first serve for those. So they look fantastic. I can't wait to get those in. And the thumbs up there from Tom.
And the thumbs up at the I had to add that in.
But yeah, so there's
so Roby, how do you feel when you see your colors and they put into that foil and it's just like
I
does it
know.
blow
I
your
was
mind?
completely. Yeah, I was so stunned. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you look and
People
go, you know
love
what?
this.
I'm pretty damn good.
I just think it makes a beautiful piece of art, and it's just really cool. Now,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
proud of it.
And again, those covers don't get pulled off well unless the colorist did an amazing job. Period.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
thank
great
you.
job.
Well, and you know, Phil, you've said it just as much during this whole session with yourself. But man, I feel like I won the artist jackpot with this team. I'm just, I look at it and I just go literally at every single level, right? Pete will say, "Hey, I finished this page. I just uploaded it, and I'll go look at it, and I'll just sit there and slobber all over it. I'm like, man, this is fantastic." And then, of course, a couple of days later, or a day later or so, Tommy will say, "Hey, drop the inks in there," and I'll go look at it and like, well, it's Tommy, and I look at it and like, man, look what he did to Pete's pencils. This is so gorgeous, right? And then the same thing will happen again. Roberto usually sends me a message and says, "Hey, did you see it yet?" I'm like, "No, did I see what?" So I got to run to the Dropbox and get it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Roberto
So,
says it every time.
Thomas, do you ink the blue line or do you ink over his actual pencils?
No, it depends on what we're doing. Most of the time, I'm doing everything digitally because it's just so much more convenient. But for when the Kickstarter stuff, we we need to have some actual physical stuff to be able to have rewards and all that kind of stuff. So I'll output them in blue line and 11 by 17 and ink them from there. But everything else I'm doing on my iPad, inking them digitally and all that kind of stuff. And because I've been inking for such a long time, I've tried to develop my digital inks to where unless I told you I was digital inking, you wouldn't know. I've really worked really hard at trying to make my digital inks look just like traditional pen and ink. But
when you ink, Peter, how much do you try? How hard is it for you to find that balance of accentuating Peter's lines, not taking over the lines? You know what I mean? Like it's still Peter's work, but
I get with Roland, and Roland says you got to fix a lot of things.
Why is Roland always?
He screwed up all those pouches.
Yeah, and it's like
and those fire trucks look like crap.
And it's like he's drawn naked people all over the place. Can you put clothes on people?
That's what I do. I basically draw a figure and put, can you put clothes on this guy?
Yeah.
Can you draw a car here?
He draws a little stick figure and he goes, "This is Champion," and I'm going, "Okay, I'll do it." And then they go, "This is So
you're like Joe Rubenstein over Frank Miller on Wolverine, right? You did all the rendering.
No, Pete's pencils are great. When Roland asked me to, there's several stories that we keep going. Right. I'm not really sure what the real story is anymore. But when Roland asked me if I was interested, I was inking the Trumps book, and we knew that there was going to be a little break in between because we did Trumps as a double issue kind of thing. So issue 1 and 2 we did. And then, while we were
I'm sorry to cut you off real quick. Trumps, is that the one that Sid colored?
Yes, right.
And Thomas penciled?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That kid Thomas, I got a commission from him. He's freaking good, man.
He's very good.
Yeah. Congrats on that book. I didn't realize that was a Silverline book. Congrats on that book. Sid she's an awesome artist too, by the way.
Yes, she is. Definitely.
Yeah, congratulations
did you read
on
it?
that.
Did you read it?
I didn't get it, but I was watching Thomas's posts constantly. But I definitely like to take a look at it.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to make that clear because people don't, you mentioned the book, but they don't know about it. So I want to get a moment to let everybody know other stuff that you have too. I want them to support Silverline, not just this campaign, the campaign and everything you've been doing. So I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. We're going to get back to finishing issues 3 and 4. Pete's actually penciling issue 4, but I mean, Trump's is based off of your playing cards, right? So there's a different penciler for each 4 issues. I did ink the first 2. I'm not inking the 3rd one, but I am inking the 4th issue over Pete. and that I will get started on that pretty soon. I think he's about halfway done with the thing. But no, but to get back to your original question, when Roland asked me if I was interested in doing the team up book, I'm like, well, let's finish the Trump thing, and then he showed me the pencils, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I'll try to make the time, even though I never get to sleep anymore between doing all the Kablam stuff and doing my own projects and doing the other projects I've got with other folks going on and stuff. And no, Pete actually, I say this all the time, and Pete knows it. Pete draws the way I like to ink. That I know that may not make sense, but Pete actually, sense. Yeah, Pete. So for me, inking over Pete's stuff is really it's easy. I mean, he doesn't pencil like Stephen Butler. Even Stephen, like we talked about earlier, Stephen's in Roland there are the ones that helped me break into comics. So I kind of trained on inking the way that Stephen wanted me to ink, basically back in the day. But their sensibility about how they draw and stuff is really, it's that kind of Spider-Man-y kind of look. They're really solid, kind of cartoony a little bit, not super realistic, real fun stuff that I just love to ink. And
classic Romita feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just stuff that's
a good thing, by the way, Pete.
No pressure.
Yeah, he's like, really? Is it really?
That's Peter being self-deprecating like every other artist.
But no, Pete's. I can turn my brain off in when I'm inking Pete's stuff, and it turns out beautiful because Pete just gives me a great foundation to ink. And I don't try to change anything. I've never been that kind of inker where unless the editor asks me to go and fix something or to do something. I've always been known. You can pretty much ask anybody well, maybe not everybody, but most of the people that I've
I can think of one or two we won't mention.
Be quiet. We're gonna get me in trouble. I pretty much stuck to what the penciler did and just made a really nice, solid, clean, dynamic ink line. I can still do all the scratchy. Cross hatching out the butt, inks and stuff, all that kind of nutty stuff. But I really like a nice, clean, dynamic line. And Pete draws that way, so that's the reason why I think this book looks really good. And then you throw Roberta's colors on top of it, and it's like, bam! This I almost said a bad word. This stuff. this book
was just about the same. I was going to say it's just about the same thing. Like I see Tommy gives me his inks and I know exactly what he's going for. So I don't even have to think about it and, scratch my head and go, what were they trying to?
That's important because she needs to know where the light sources are coming from. She needs to know where all that shading is coming from. And if the inker doesn't do that right, that makes the colorist's job so much harder because then she's doing essentially the job of the inker.
The coolest part, and that aspect of that is that because she's Roberta's ink or colored me so many times of the stuff that I've inked. It was like, oh, I know Thomas's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, Peter, you said that you thought they were going to embarrass you on the live show, but they've been really cool and they've been really, really nice to you.
Oh, they were
I wrote Peter today, I think, or yesterday or whatever, and I was like, I hope you should be really happy with this book because, and I've said it online, live so many times now, but and I told him behind the scenes, it's like we did a really good job. This book looks really, really good.
It looks very professional.
I don't know about the story about what the people are saying, whoever wrote this stuff. the art goes,
there's that bus again.
Yeah, there's and Roland and I are buddies, so he knows I'm messing with him. This book looks really, really good. I'm surprised, like I said, with some of those pages. I'm surprised people hadn't bought some of those pages because they're gorgeous.
Yeah, me too.
He did a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Drop.
This thing just knocked my sound out.
Uh-oh.
Huh. What happened?
Somebody tried to call me through the car.
They're saying somebody drove by you and say, "What is he talking to in his car?" He's just sitting there.
Yeah, actually, there was a guy looking at me like, "What the hell is that man doing?" He's talking.
He's talking, and they're looking in there. Is there somebody in there with him? Who's he talking to?
Well, that's when I start twitching, and then I really make it fun.
Yeah.
Sorry. Great job, great team, quality stories. Well done, everyone. I have to leave. Thank you for your presentation. Take it easy, Will.
Thank you,
Knuckle
Will.
Supper Studios backed it. 103 backers.
Yes.
John
Yes,
said,
thank
love the
you.
work they do. Now, I'm going to say
Thank
this.
you.
Now, you guys don't really know me. Peter knows me a little bit. You guys don't really know me. Oh, by the way, Charles said, very cool. I am a very honest person. I am not going to blow smoke up anybody's rear end. I won't badmouth anybody and make anybody look bad, but if I don't think something is good, I won't like really push it or promote it, because that's not fair to you and it's not good for my reputation.
Sure, yeah.
Peter is an excellent artist, and when he was at my show, I wanted to commission him for something, and I got so caught up because I'm running the show, I didn't get a chance to, and then he went up and went home. Damn it. So
I wasn't driving. Someone else was driving me. I had to leave with Lloyd. When Lloyd was leaving, I was leaving.
Oh, you could have stuck around.
You went home across the damn water. You went to England.
Oh, yeah, I went a long way over. Yeah.
I didn't know he was leaving. So,
I remember at that show.
He didn't go home. He had to catch the plane home, is what he was saying. They weren't going to hold up the plane for him. He had to get on the plane.
Yeah.
A couple of tables down from me was Steranko.
Jim Steranko.
That guy's a legend. He was just stood there the whole time. He didn't sit down once. His table was busy the whole time, and he was just.
By the way, he needs something, and he's built like a rock, and he hit on my wife.
Oh!
And my wife is 14 years younger than me. So I was like, "Hey, good for you, man. Go for it." Even especially to have that kind of confidence with that skunk on his head, I'm like, "Good for you, man."
That skunk on his head.
But he's a very good entertainer.
Yeah.
Maybe he give you some artwork or something for for flirting with your wife or whatever. It's like, you can draw me a picture and you can talk with her some more.
He's like, "I'll sign her breast." Get out of here! No, I'm just kidding. He didn't. So listen, guys. The campaign ends Sunday.
Yep.
And they're so close to funding. And understand this, and I say this all the time. People look and they say, "Oh, funded, you made your money." No. Kickstarter takes out fees. Printing costs, Thomas is the printer, but it costs him money.
Oh, yeah.
Paper. The machines, those machines are like $60,000 when you get a professional printing machine, depending on how you're printing. I don't know if you're doing the plate changes or it's all digital, but the fact is, Thomas's overhead is a lot. It costs money to print. Peter needs to live, so he has to actually get paid for the art. You have to understand the money that goes into making these comics, especially on a professional level. So if you're looking at saying, "Oh, they're good, they're going to be funded," we got to get them beyond funded. Yeah. Because you also want to see the next book. Yeah. And money helps. These people bust their ass. They work hard to make a quality product. And the people that are complaining that it's the same old regurgitated crap, Marvel and DC suck right now, are the same people that maybe you look at this and say, "I'll wait next time." No, wait. Just buy it. Just back it.
Yeah.
Support it. And don't wait until the last hour, because then you might forget, or, don't assume, "Oh, they're fine, they're in good hands." Every dollar helps. It helps get quality artists and quality books. If you want the indie scene to really make a difference, you have to invest money into that industry, that part of the industry. Right. Period.
Yeah.
There's thousands of artists out there that are so good that aren't getting their break in Marvel DC, and maybe that's a good thing, but you got to support them.
Yeah.
There's writers, there's inkers, there's colorists. You have to support them. So one pledge right now is not enough. I'm putting down addresses. I'm starting a car, and that's it. So
you better watch
before we go, and I am going to back this, by the way. Before we go,
thank you.
Please give us again the pitch why they need to back this campaign.
Well, because I've ordered my Ferrari and I need the money. Oh, you mean the book? Oh, right, the book. Yeah, sure.
you got to buy a new car.
Oh crap! My battery almost died. It's a good thing I just noticed. We would have been cut off real quick.
There was just so much work has gone into this, and I think that beyond that, we just put out a really good book, and I really want to share it with people, and that's the first step of getting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
And by the
close,
way,
but if we're not funded, we're not funded.
Right, and don't complain about corporate greed and corporations don't care when you don't want to take care of the small guy. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, and I think you're right on the money there. For those who are complaining about Marvel and DC, I think this is the one you want to give a shot because it's a fun story. It's a great looking book. We don't think that when you are finished reading these books, we don't think you're going to be disappointed. We think you're gonna close it and go, wow, that was really good. When's the next issue coming out?
Look, you guys see the passion. Well, we can see the passion that you have in you for what you do, and that's going to translate well. And we see the pages. We see that it's a pro-looking book. It's just a matter of Roland sucks at writing.
Leave out some of those word balloons and let me cut up half the art with word balloons. I told him to not do that.
Everybody knows I'm kidding. We have fun on my show, but honestly, Roland is very experienced in writing and editing, so I have no doubt that this is a pro book. Thomas again, and Roby, professionals. They work. Peter's this. He's the slacker, but the other three.
He's doing all right.
They've worked on major published books.
But here's what I'll say. If you're a sports fan, you know how the rookie cards are always those important ones to get, right? Right? If you want to get you buy the set because you want the rookie cards. You need this book because this book is Peter's rookie card, right? You want to get this because he's going to make waves, and if you don't get it, you're going to be upset. Man, I could have backed that Kickstarter and gotten one of those Kickstarter exclusive books that has some of his first work in.
Look, you also never know. At one point, Todd McFarlane was a nobody. Imagine you had one of the original books he did, an obscure book or something. Jump on board. It's a small investment, and you never know what return you're going to get on it. Even if you're just enjoying the story alone.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, Peter's a really good artist, and he's just, as any other good artist, he just keeps working at his craft too, and he's only going to get better and better. And I'm telling everybody, you get original art pages there by him. Beautiful art.
All the way from England.
That's right. All the way from England. That's right.
They might still be smelling like salt water when you get them.
Yeah.
I'll put some tea bags in there for you, okay?
It's tea.
They come with a spot of tea. Actually, I just wanted to get Peter on a show because I wanted to hear his British accent.
Well, absolutely.
Well, you got to tune into us every Sunday night then.
I think Pete's making it up. He's really somewhere down here in Mississippi or something.
I think you're going to talk. Yeah, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on, huh?
Exactly.
Well, first of all, Thomas, please plug your printing company and anything else you want to plug.
Kablam Digital Printing. We can, we print as minimum of just one book. We've got the Roland's wearing a Kablam shirt. It's all on demand. So it's kablam.com. There's a dash in there after this key. KA-BLAM.com. I tell you what, I was up since 6 o'clock this morning. It is all digital printing, but because of the fact that Barry and I have been doing comics for such a long time, there you go, Roland's showing one of the pages, our ad that you see. You walk up and down any artist alley throughout whenever we get to have conventions. If you flip over the books, you'll see. We print the majority of most. We print a lot of independent books.
By the way, digital printing, there's no plate changing fees. You save money on digital printing.
Yeah, while on traditional printing, it is cheaper to go, like if you're printing, several thousand books or more, because all of the expenses in the setup. Well, this is there is no that expense, but you can print as many as one book if you want, or whatever you need for your shows or whatever. If you need 50 books for a show, just order 50. You need 10, just order 10.
Right.
So we try to make it really easy for we try to simplify the whole everything that the creator needs to be able to get their books together to get to us, and we offer pretty much the whole gambit of different kinds of we do trade paperbacks, we do posters, we do manga sized book magazines, we do all the you saw with the holographic covers, we do all that kind of crazy stuff. We do book card, book cards, the bookmarks, we do trading cards, we do sketch cards, we do sketch covers, we do the whole line of stuff. The only thing that we don't do is hardback books. That is a beast in its own.
You can't do that with digital, yeah.
Well, you can. It's just a pain in the rear end. We did have a machinery to do it at one time, and it is just such another beast in itself. So we quit offering it. But yeah, Kablam digital printing. Go if you guys want something. Whoever's out there needs something printed, come to us. We'll get it printed for you.
Sweet. And Peter, are you open for commissions at this time, or are you busy with the books?
The only commissions I'm doing whilst the Kickstarter is running are the ones that you have to get through the Kickstarter.
Smart man!
And they are available.
Obviously, once those are done, then I will be. You just got to keep an eye on my Instagram or Facebook page, which is Peter Clinton Art, A-R-T.
You know,
commission for me. First of all, I'd say get the original page, because I've done them. I don't have to draw them again.
They're done.
But yeah,
damn fire engines.
Don't ask for fire engines.
You know, there's the one commission thing that we didn't talk about. Yeah, we've got a one-off. Just we're only doing one that's available on this Kickstarter. It's an add-on. I don't know what the price is. I don't remember what you said it at, Roland. But what we're going to do is you can commission all three of us, Pete, myself, and Roberta. So basically, you're going to tell Pete what you want him to draw, and he's going to do it on 11 by 17 board. You know, a full Bristol board of whatever it is. He likes Transformers, I hear. So get him to draw some Transformer or something.
Sid will do your Transformers. Thank you very much.
All fire engines are welcome.
Transformer fire engines.
Yeah, whatever it is you want him to draw. So he's gonna pencil it out, and as soon as he's done penciling, now of course he's in the UK. He's gonna scan it. He's gonna digitally send it to me. I'm gonna output it on Blue Line Bristol board, and in that meantime, he's gonna gather up everything else that he's got to send to Roland and ship it here. So however long it takes to get here. But in the meantime, I'm gonna ink it on on Bristol myself, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna scan it in. And Roberta's going to color it, and once she's finished coloring it, we're going to output it on some nice board. And then once we print it and we know that it's printed fine, we're going to delete the colors and we're going to delete everything, and that way we'll never print it again.
Very cool.
And the person will be able to have 3 pieces of art. They'll have the complete pencils, the complete inks, and a nice digital printout of the color. And I'm just saying that's going to be gorgeous. Just think that 3-piece on the wall, and get you a nice frame. We're not going to pay for the frame, so you guys will have to buy the frame. But just think how neat that's going to look. You'll be able to get that. That's another one. I don't know why somebody had.
And that's any character, but not a creator-owned IP. I would imagine, right?
If you want to get one of the Silverline stuff done, but are you?
No, I mean
your own
what I'm
character.
trying to say is I always make it clear when I do that, something like that, you need to make it clear to them their own character created can't be a choice, because then they'll use it as a cover.
I see what you're saying.
You need to tell them it cannot be any creator-owned IPs.
That's a good point. The very good point that I didn't think
because
about.
they'll sit there and then they'll turn around and make it a cover on their book.
Ah, okay, Pete. If they ask you to draw
Well,
Naked Man or whatever he is, don't draw it because they're going to put it on their
Well,
own book.
It's
So
just
don't-
legality. It's not right
Yeah.
because the problem with that is, as you know, is when you're making it clear it's a cover, it's a different price, and then buying the original art on top of the commission of the cover is a different price. And
Yeah.
now this person's going to get it for a steal without your permission. They're using it on the book. It just gets into a whole mess of things. So I'm just friendly advice. I always
Yeah.
make it
That's a
clear.
good point.
None of your own creator-owned IPs or no creator-owned IPs because they can do it for a friend too.
yeah.
Just a little
Good-
friendly business advice.
Good point. Good point.
Yep, absolutely.
Mhm.
I got your back, guys.
I
You
never
know,
quite
You
thought about it
do.
that way, but gee, that is a good point.
We strongly encourage any Silverline character that you want, though.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those, cat and mouse, demon, divinity, those will look good on your wall. Champion, Miss Fury.
Mhm.
And Roby, do you have anything you want to plug besides, obviously the team up book, Miss Fury team up?
That's what I'm in the middle of, right? I'd say I'm still coloring, so at this point, I just say check my Instagram at Roby Conroy, and my Facebook, and I'll keep abreast of new projects as they come up.
Do you take any color commissions? Like if, say, somebody just has a piece of art that they had gotten from, we'll say, Mike Zeck, can they submit you color it?
Absolutely,
Cool.
I would, yeah. So
Okay, so
I
she's
have to-
available for color commissions, everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Pete, I definitely want a firefighter with lots of pouches, standing on a big fire truck.
We've got some original
blazing
pages for you. We'll
fire
send
all
you some
around.
original pages. They're done.
That sounds cool.
All right,
Never again. Never
Roland,
again.
before we roll out. Yeah, that didn't go for well. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead and
I
give us
got you. I was with you.
go. Well, it's also a double entendre because you joke, about how much Peter doesn't like the Transformers,
Right.
and he always says roll out.
Roll
So
out.
there's double entendre there. I'm just ahead of the curve. What am I going to tell you? Anyway, so just one last time, tell us why, besides the fact that I'm in my car, I'm going to go to their houses, why they need to back this project and get you funded because you're right there.
Right there. You need to give us a shot because, as Phil said earlier about, don't complain about Marvel and DC. There's a lot of alternatives out there. This is one of those for you. We believe in our heart of hearts that you're going to get this. You're going to back this. You're going to have it within 2 months. Because that's just the way that's just the way Silverline rolls on our Kickstarters.
It's
So
done.
you're gonna have it in your hands within 2 months, and we believe in our heart of hearts that once you have read it and you get to the last page, you're gonna say, "That was fun. I want to read the next one now." We believe that. We believe there's a lot of stuff out there, and there's some good stuff out there, but we believe that this is just one of those that you're gonna have fun with. This is a fun, entertaining. These are fun, entertaining stories, and we think that they're going to leave you wanting more. Oh, Knuckle, man, I'm giving you a big hug.
Knuckle.
Oh, no, Nicholas.
So we're going to leave it at this, guys. It's real simple. If you want fresh new ideas, if you want people that are passionate about what they're putting out there, it's not just a moneymaker, it's not a scam, it's not regurgitating storylines or stealing the mythos of a character for the sake of just putting out comics. If you really want passion and heart and new ideas, you have to back Silverline Comics.
Yeah.
You have to back these guys. They're guys and gals. They're all talented.
Yep.
They're professionals. They care about what they're doing. They care about their fan base. And that alone is why you should support them. But the fact of the matter is the stories look really interesting. The artwork is beautiful. Roland is an experienced writer, and it's going to be really good. And Knuckle Supper Studios, Jason Meadows was raving about you, Roland, the other day.
Oh no! Cool. Thank you, Jason.
So I'm very serious about this. Everybody knows that I don't push hard for somebody if I don't believe in what they're doing. I believe in what they're doing.
Thank you.
I really don't want to have to drive to everybody's house. I mean, I will, but I don't want to. And I have a lot of toilet paper in the car. But anyway, so look,
you know that you probably, if you can get into their house, they probably got their computer on. They probably already got all their credit card information in their.
All right.
Go ahead.
We went from toilet papering a house to identity theft and grand theft larceny. I'm not sure I believe in you that much.
Okay, all right. Never mind, rewind it. You can cut that part out, right? This is not live, right? This is a 10-second delay. Cut that part out. Cut that part out.
Seriously, follow them all on Instagram and Facebook to keep with updates. Pledge on the campaign right now.
Yeah.
Follow Silverline Studios, comics. I mean, and just, man, let's make this happen. People work hard. We all want our dreams to come true. We all are busting our asses because the day job gets in the way. Period.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't want to pledge or you can't afford to pledge, there's a couple of simple things you can do. Share it out.
Absolutely.
Let everybody know it's there. But here's an even better one. If you like their posts and make a simple comment, looks great.
Yeah.
The more comments on a post, the more it bumps up in the news feed for everybody, and the more people see it. If you share it, you may reach 5 or 6 people in your group. If you bump it up in the feed by simply making a thumbs up or a comment of some kind, they're going to get seen by a lot more people. And that literally costs you nothing but 10 seconds of your time.
Yep.
A like, and then put an emoji of a thumbs up, or it looks great, or congrats, or good luck. And next thing you know, you get 60, 70 of those comments, and everybody's seeing them. It's simple things like that that you can do to make the difference in somebody's life. And we're a community. We need to stand together. We need to support each other, and we need to be there for each other, because life is too hard as it is. And we can build a whole city, a world together, as opposed to on our own. So let's support, guys. Come on, pledge, please. I'm going to pledge on this. Jason already pledged on this.
Yeah.
Uh,
We believe in it. So do it, or I will find you.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Are you going to be at any conventions coming up, or are you holding out this year because of everything?
Silverline is going to have a big presence at the Daytona Beach Comic Con on September 18th and 19th. Excuse me. There's going to be about 10 of us there through assorted projects. But we're going to have. There's probably going to be the biggest collection of Silverline creators in the history of Silverline at Daytona Beach Comic Con this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. See, now when somebody says, why should I back this? Just go, I got kids to feed. But anyway, Daytona Comic Con, September 18th and 19th, Silverline Comics. Go check them out. You're going to meet all creators. Buy the book, get signatures in person. You never know. You never know. That book might not only be one of your favorite stories, but it might even be worth something, gain value, and it's a double whammy for you.
Yep.
Get on the ground floor, man. Get on the ground floor.
Yep.
All right. Now, because I'm on my phone and I don't know how the hell to do this, I want to put you backstage.
You just got to cut it off. Shoot.
What I would ask you is if you how the hell do I do this?
I have no idea. There you go.
Yeah, you can do that, but I'm supposed. Oh, yes. Let's try that. I found it out. So look, thank you all so much for coming out. Hang out backstage for a minute if you don't mind.
Yep.
Again, my sincerest apologies. I forgot I was at this show. Otherwise, I'd be at my studio. It was definitely not meant as a slight on you guys.
None taken.
It's great to meet Roland and Thomas and Roby.
Good
of course,
to meet you.
I've known Peter for like 2 years now. Wow.
Yep.
I never make my shows about me, but I just want to say Peter just did a beautiful cover for my book. and it's going to be colored very shortly. It's being colored now, and got good reception online, and everybody check it out. Peter is a really, really talented artist. He's a really nice guy. Thomas, I mean, I wish you well. Kablam, everybody knows about it. I mean, I can see it all over the place. And with the inking, and Roby with your colors are beautiful. And Roland, I'm glad you don't write like shit.
We all are.
So congratulations on you're gonna get funded. It's gonna happen. But guys, let's push it further, because there are the next book costs money too. So I wish you the best of luck and success. I will be pledging and being a part of this because I'm looking. The stories sound interesting, and I am glad to have met you. So thanks for being on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
It was great.
All right, just remember, when I put you backstage, Peter, I can see if you make faces at me. So, all right, thanks again.
Faces.
Thank you.
All right, how the hell do I do this now? Oh, okay.
Where we go? Oh, Tommy's go.
Okay. So that's Creatorcon episode 108 from my car. I do apologize again for those who came in late. I forgot when I scheduled this yes, I'm old and forgetful, Jason. I forgot that I scheduled this with Peter. When I scheduled it, I forgot that I was at Terrificon this weekend. So I apologize for that. They're a great group of people. I look forward to their campaign. Please, 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 guys, go out and pledge. Go out and pledge. Go out and pledge. If not, share, like, comment, get them out there, because the biggest hurdle for the indie community is not so much quality work, but letting people know that it's there. I mean, I could have Jim Lee at my show, but if nobody knows, who gives a crap? So we've got to support that. We've got to get them out there, help them. Distribution for the indie community is word of mouth, so let's support. Tuesday, I have Chad Nuss on my Creatorcon Q&A. I want to remind you that August 14th, if you're in the Long Island area, I have a tragedy book signing with two cover artists, Maro Zapata and Henry Martinez. Henry drew Spirits of Vengeance and Blaze in the 90s. We will be at Androids Comics on August 14th, which is free comic book day, so you can also get free comic books, as well as come by Tragedy. We will all sign it, and I don't think you'll be disappointed in the book. I'll have all the covers available. Also, August 28th, the Legendary Art Show. That is my show, Koi Fam. Scott Hanna, who is the sponsor of the show, his Art and Fashion Institute with his wife, Pam Patak. So Koi Fam, Scott Hanna, Keith Williams, Larry Stroman, Sean Chen, Rodney Ramos, Alex Rivera, and Tony Cordos. And we got a great lineup of people. And I just got another great another great name that just messaged me during this video that they want to be at the show, which I'll make an announcement soon. So that's August 28th. It's a $5 cash door to get all these great artists. And Anthony's comic art is there. Great art dealer, original published pages. Can't get better than that for $5. I'm just telling you. Anyway, so thanks for being out tonight with us. Thanks for watching me sit in my car as I stalk these people. I really appreciate your support. God bless all of you. I love you guys. You are the community. You are why we make the books we make, because we appreciate you and we appreciate your support. I'm going to leave you with what I was going to be with you. I'm going to leave you with what I always leave you with. Be legendary and have fun storming the castle.